How's it going, man? What you got going on right now?
Oh, work, writing a full life, and not enough time to go to sleep.
Sleep is
Yeah.
not a thing.
I vaguely remember what it is like, and I can assure you that it is not a myth, but I do miss it.
Right. Yeah. I'd have to agree. The sleep is hard to come by, especially seems like as you get older, your days get fuller. It seems.
My days seem to get fuller, but I kind of I want to hear about you right now. Are you still running that 5K a day?
Yep. Have not missed a day. In fact, I did more than one in one day. Right now, let me
Nice.
see. Currently, I am at. Let me bring up my app real quick. Where is it? There we go. All right. Let me go into my challenges, see where we're at. So for this year, I started before this year, remember? But for this
Right.
year, I have a loading sign. I have 43 kilometers for this year. I am in the top 12% of people doing this challenge.
Fitbitters.
Of Fitbitters.
The last time we talked about working out, and I got that Fitbit like while we were doing the podcast, and I've only gone out doing like my run jog things like twice since last week, and I have no idea how far I went because I have not gotten my Fitbit yet. I talked up Amazon and their packaging and shipping and how it was so fast, and I'd let them take over the world. Well, world taking over privileges are over. I went back and checked my order after we got done, and it said that it would be delivered in between the 11th and the 20th, and that is like 2-3 weeks out from when we started this.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Well, okay, it's more like 2 weeks and 3 weeks. I want to embellish, but still, that is ridiculous for Amazon shipping.
Yep. Totally, dude. Considering mine, I got mine next day, my Fitbit. I got the new Sense, and yeah, it came the very next day. Allison ordered it
Yeah, it
for
looks
me.
spiffy.
Yeah, it's pretty spiffy. It does like SpO2, meditation type crap. It's wild, dude.
I just want to know how much I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that feature. How much am I sleeping? How much sleep am I getting?
Yeah.
Before it was, am I sleeping too much? And now it's, am I getting enough?
Yeah, that's typically what it is for me. I don't think I ever sleep more than 6 hours. I think let's check. Where's Fitbit?
Do you ever wake up and not feel just completely worn out and exhausted?
Oh no, that's
and freezing.
That's pretty much my my go-to state. Let's see. Last night I got 5 hours 32. The night before that, which was Annie's birthday, like I needed to like be ready for it, you know. It was 8 hours 50 minutes. The day before that I got almost 3 hours. Day before that I got almost 4 hours. I got 6.5 hours, 6 hours 37 minutes the next day, 6 hours 29 minutes the next day, 7 hours 59 minutes, 7 hours 40 minutes, 7 hours 33 minutes, 5 hours 22 minutes, 6 hours 26 minutes, 5 hours 50 minutes, 2 hours 16 minutes, 7 hours 57 minutes, 6 hours 58 minutes, 5 hours 49 minutes, 5 hours 43 minutes, 6 hours 59 minutes. I pretty much never get over like 6.5 hours, like very rarely.
Yeah, but you've had practice. You have kids. You have multiple kids.
That's how I've always been, though. Like I was never like a sleeper, dude. I've like my whole life.
I'm a professional. I'm a professional sleeper. Like if you could get paid to sleep, I would be a millionaire.
Right, as would a lot of people. Sleeping is one of those better pleasures in life, right?
Yeah, they say that it's a sign of depression, but I'm never happier than when I'm asleep, like dreaming, and I get to like make my dreams whatever I want them to be.
Depression. That is the
Okay. Because my dreams are more pleasant than my waking life.
right.
I can't fly in my waking life. I am sorry. I can do that in my dreams.
Right.
You know, you got to build up a little practice for that one. You can't just jump right into the deep end on all that dream stuff. But
What kind of headphones you got there?
these are the Hyper Cloud Revolver 2s. About $140, but they last. They've lasted a long time, and the sound is incredible.
I was doing research
Well,
and I was doing research into that farming stuff I've been looking at, and you know that word hectare.
yeah, I know what you.
Yeah, it always reminds me.
Refers to an acre, right?
Yeah,
Or a type of like a type of a measurement.
yeah, it's
There
a
you
measurement.
go.
Yeah, yep, of land. But yeah, it always reminds me of like it sounds like a spaceship from like Star Trek or something. The hectare.
We have
Every
2
time I read
hectares
it,
uncloaking, Captain.
every time I read it, I'm just like, what are we talking
They're
about here?
crossing into the new 2 hectare cruisers are crossing into the neutral zone, Captain.
Right.
Full speed ahead, Scotty, or whoever it was that piloted the damn thing. We just lost all of our Star Trek fans.
Yeah. I need to get a new pair of headphones, dude, because like there's like I got like a jiggly cable, so sometimes I can't hear anything. So I gotta like jiggle the cable a little bit to be able to hear.
The headset I use for my PC, yeah, like just for all my PC stuff, it's the same way. It's about to be retired, but I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did because it was only like $45, and I've had it for like 6 years,
Mm.
and it's just started deteriorating in like the last like 3 months.
Yeah, these were hand me downs.
So you said that you're talking about Annie's birthday like a couple minutes ago.
Hmm.
Like I want to hear about that because I couldn't be there because all this social distancing stuff. But tell me about it. I want to know what her day was like.
Well, we blew up about a bajillion balloons before she was awake, and a friend of ours gave us like these giant unicorn like balloons. Fucking, they're huge, like horse sized unicorn balloons for real. And so we blew those up.
Tell me you got pictures.
We do have a few pictures, yes.
Maybe you can clip those in before we put this up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then we did. Then we woke her up because she had school that day, Zoom school, and she was all excited to see the balloons and stuff. We ordered her, or before she was awake, we ordered McDonald's breakfast because that's what she likes. And then we like let her. She did school for a while, and then when she was done with school, we took her to like an outdoor mall where we got fired pie and like pizza and stuff like that. We got pizza, salad, and like lemonade or something like that. And then we took her while we were at the mall. She had like a shopping spree where she got to buy whatever she wanted and like walk around the stores and shit and stuff like that. And we got her we bought her like a birthday sash and like a birthday tiara, and she like wore that around. Everybody was like giving her free stuff.
That had to have been awesome for her.
Yeah, basically she said it was like the best day of her life. Her and
That
Millie
is,
both.
oh, Millie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then her favorite food is Panda Express, so we got her Panda Express.
Just basically everything about you day.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like, all right, this is your day. We're gonna do this now. And
Dude,
then tomorrow,
you're ruining her. Sweet 16 comes, like she's gonna be like, "How are you gonna top this, Dad?"
yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm creative.
That you are.
What about you? I mean, there was more to that day too. Like we did a lot of stuff. I don't even really know. Like there was presents, and she made it or helped make her own cake. Like we played video games until like 2:00 in the morning together. Like it was like the whole day was just all about her, pretty much.
Did you help her build like a whole new castle on Minecraft?
No, we played What did we play? I can't remember what we played now. Oh yeah, we played Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things, but after
it's
Ration,
literally the most boring game on the planet.
okay. I was gonna say after Ration, like the video games that I invest my time into, because uh, those kind of things, like if you have more than one video game that you are trying to keep up with, you can't actually do anything else at the same time.
Yeah,
Like
that
you could
game is like a
if you
grindy
just
game.
yeah. Oh yeah, not gonna do that. I
Nothing
played
really
World of
happens.
Warcraft and that sucked me into like an endless oblivion.
Well, this is not like World of Warcraft. It's not an open world game or anything. It's you're on an island, and you have to just grind out picking up sticks and picking up weeds and hitting trees with your axe and you're basically you just grind. You grind a lot. That's it. And there's not a whole lot of story, but there's a lot of reading because like you gotta like read like what everybody's thinking on the island, and it's like Allison, she's like, "Why do you play it?" I'm like, "I have no idea. I'm just like addicted to it, and
It's
it's the
probably because it's
most
something you
boring
can
thing on
just
the
like.
planet."
Yeah, it's probably because of that. It's probably because you can just like zombie out, and after like a hard day of just thinking about stuff all the time,
Well,
you can just be like, oh, I don't have to think about this. I just got to press the buttons and do it.
yeah, but I think the only reason why I do it though is because of it's something to do with Annie. That
Okay.
isn't like it's semi um like uh what's the word? It's it's like
A bonding
well
father daughter
it's
family
that
time.
it's that, but it's not. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's like entertaining, at least for me, more entertaining than most things we can do together.
Okay.
Outside of just like it's cool that she's doing it, you know. So it's entertaining for
So
both
instead
of
of
us.
having, so you had an option of we get to do tea parties or we get to play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, pretty much, kind of. Or and it's or we can build something because she likes to do that too, and that is expensive and also requires me to use my brain. And by that time of the day, I don't want to use my brain. I'm just kind of checked out at some point, and just after like you just got to rest sometimes.
Does she, does she do Legos, Annie?
She likes Legos. Yeah, she does. She does do them some.
Have you seen like those like magnetic like square and triangle shaped stuff
Yeah,
that you can build to get like it's kind of like Legos but with magnets? I got something
like
like that
Connects or something.
for Maddie. Yeah, kind of, but instead of snapping them together, they just click together because they're magnets.
Yeah,
But yeah, I got some of that stuff for Maddie to play with, and actually that's like one of the most fun things that I've found so far.
nice.
Because like we'll break everything apart, and then it's like this race while we're each grabbing for pieces, trying to build something before the other person takes all the good pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And it normally ends up we just put it all together and make one big thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well,
I find it pretty fun.
Annie's been begging me to like start her a YouTube channel. She's like, I want a YouTube channel really bad where I build stuff and I open toys and I, fix
Do it.
problems. And I was like,
Do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I don't have time. It's just a lot.
Right? That's the
But because what it requires is it requires me to like set everything up and then her to like play it out. And I just don't have the time to do it. So if I were to do it, I'd have to figure out how to like
you have to cut some
do it.
other things out and
Well, I'd have to cut some
really
things out
really plan. Yeah.
or check or I don't know. There might be a way to do it, but
You have to
hard.
manage your time even more excellent than you are right now.
Yeah, facts.
Or sleep less. Or you just cut out sleep altogether.
I don't know if I
Because that's
could.
an
I
extra
don't know if
four
I
to
can sleep less. I just read you how much sleep I was getting.
yeah. I was gonna say, well, if you cut out sleep, you can get an extra 4 to 5.5 hours every day.
Right. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty successful right now. Just being awake after a day of 5 hours and a day of 3 hours or whatever it was.
you had me on the phone until like midnight last night,
Yeah.
and we started talking at what was it, like 7:30, and we were just shooting the shit, and I was like, yeah, I can hang out, I can talk, but I just gotta
No,
get
it
off
was
at
like
10
10.
so I can get some sleep.
It was after
It was
Allison went to
10.
bed. Yeah, it was like,
Okay.
yeah, it was only a couple hours.
Yeah, but I was like, I gotta get in bed so I can at least get like at least 9 hours, at
Yeah.
least. So like before midnight, and then I think we got done, and it was like 1 o'clock. Yeah, it was pretty late.
Yeah, it was
And
pretty late.
yeah, and I'm right here, like my bed's right there, and I keep looking at it, going, "Oh man, I just really want to sleep."
This pain in my back could really go away if I just laid down right there.
If I laid down right there and became unconscious with sleep, and I could no longer feel my back, the
Yeah.
pain would be gone. Maybe that's why I like sleep so much, because every time I fall asleep, my back's normally sore from sitting in my chair all day,
Yeah.
and then when I finally get to sleep, I'm just like, the pain is gone.
Yeah. Have you ever looked up? Sorry, this is totally off subject, but have you ever looked up stats on like how many calories are burned by pushing a wheelchair?
No, I haven't.
No.
I feel like it would be more calories than walking.
Well, I don't think it would be because legs burn more calories.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because it's a larger muscle. It probably just feels easier because the muscle's larger. But if I can vaguely remember how easy it was to walk around, like super easy. Like it's like you were playing this video
You
game.
remember
And
what
like,
it was like when you were really
you
young.
you want to do like the veteran death march campaign.
Yeah.
You want to do like the adventure story mode for the advanced but still new knowledgeable adventurer, or you want to do the like the basic easy mode walkthrough where it basically does everything for you, and that's legs. Legs is that. I'm on the new game plus mode, death march, slogging through it with no armor, no health, no horse. Okay, well, I got a horse, but I have to push it while I'm riding it.
It's like a hand crank car or a hand bike.
I would prefer the Flintstone car.
Hey, have you ever tried to ride a hand bike? You know, like one of those bikes you pedal?
They look fun.
Huh?
Yeah, I've seen them. No, I've seen them, but I haven't. And they look cool, but at the same time, I'm like, those things look really expensive.
Right.
And I'm gonna buy a new apparatus to make me tired when I can just push my chair and be tired.
I wonder how much they cost. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna look. Let's see. Hand bike. I wonder if that's what it's even called. What do you think? Oh, it is. That's the thing. Okay.
If they didn't name it that, they really missed an opportunity right there.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm moving around a lot in the camera, but like it's the weight shifts. Like I gotta like shift my weight all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't.
You seen any prices for those?
Oh, it looks like you can get one.
I'm seeing one for like 4,000.
You can get one for like $400, $350, $400.
The one I'm looking at right now says it's like 4,000 from sportaid.com.
Yeah,
it looks
I'm
pretty.
At the same one.
Looks pretty bitch, and it's like orange. It's got like the same orange as my chair, but I just typed in hand bike prices or price, and it was like right there on the landing page. I see this one. It looks like a. No, you got to pedal that one too. I think. Oh, this one looks weird. Oh no, that's it looks like a hand bike, but it's like an actual bike with pedals down at the other wheel. It's more. If insurance covered a hand bike, I might have one, but they fight me enough just to pay for the wheelchair.
Oh, you would never buy a bike on your own?
if I won the lottery, I would have one of everything available. But since money is an object right now, no, I don't see a hand bike in my near future or distant future or really any future that doesn't involve the lottery. Would you ever try something like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I ride a
It'd be a
bike
great way to get your
a
arms
lot.
in shape.
Yeah, I ride a bike a lot. Like I go on bike rides with like I put Millie in the I have like a little seat on the back for Millie, and then Annie rides her own bike, and then Allison has her bike, and we just go on bike rides and stuff to entertain the
I
girls or
remember
whatever.
remember when you, Spencer, and Alex, was it Alex? We went. It was Pokemon Go had just started. It was real big. We were around the neighborhood, and he towed me behind. Or was it you that towed me behind your bike? We had
Yeah, I was trying to make things
basically
easier on you.
yeah, we tied like a leash around it, and you were just hauling ass, and I'm sitting here
I was not hauling
like a
ass.
water skier on ass. It felt like it because you were going faster than I normally do in my chair. So you're probably going like 8 miles an hour.
No,
But I was like,
I was barely going, dude. That was the thing is like I so when your phone broke, I barely moved. Like that, I started to move, and it
no,
fell out of
that
your
wasn't you.
thing.
That wasn't you. It slid off my lap
Yeah,
because
okay.
stuff slides off my lap,
I thought you were
and then
still
it
blaming
landed
me for
like
that. I was
right at
like, give me a break,
no.
dude.
No, I was pissed at that time, and I was blaming everybody but me for thinking that it would stay on my lap and not slide off because that thing is super slick. Like stuff always slides off my lap. No, but it slid right off my lap, bounced off my foot, landed on the asphalt, and then a second later, I just ran over it.
Dude, when you told me you were mad at me about it,
Like
I was like, are you serious right now? No way, dude. Like,
I was mad at everybody. I was mad at the world. I was shit. I was ready to burn the whole place down. I just got that phone too.
yeah.
It was like it had to have been like a few weeks before I'd got it because my other phone had got run over by a car. Just totally, the whole screen was just obliterated. You couldn't see anything. You couldn't even touch anything. Try to get the screen to do anything. It was
Yeah.
just busted. And then like 3 weeks later, I got a phone, and then we went to go Pokemon Go hunting because that was supposed to be really cool. It was until I realized exactly how much traveling it was going to take to collect them all. I
Yeah,
was like,
but for
no,
me, like that wasn't even a thing. Like it was like what it was for me was just I got to hang out with the people, like people. Like I got
yeah,
to hang out with you, and I got to hang out with my brothers, and that's what it was about for me. I didn't even like care about the Pokemon that much. It was just like something I did with my friends, you know, kind of like, you know, like I don't know, like playing like D&D or something, right? Where like you don't care so much
yeah.
about the game itself. It's just like, well, I get to go hang out
You're
with my
there hanging
friends
out.
and
Yeah,
hang out and do that kind of thing, and you know, instead of just wasting your time being by yourself, you got to do some
yeah.
social things.
Sometimes like I've noticed because I used to play D&D with my mom and stuff like that when she used to play before she passed away, and I would go in and I'd take the game kind of seriously, and I realized that it became more stressful than it was worth. If I just went with the flow and took it more as like a hangout experience,
Mhm.
then like it was a hangout experience where we got to shoot the shit and then play like some intellectual game, thinking game type of whatever
Yeah.
tabletop. But
I would like to get to a place where I can always feel like that when I'm working, but just like performing well is just natural. So like you do a good enough job to like excel, but you're still having fun doing it. Like that's where I want to be. You know what I mean?
yeah, I understand that. Like I'm not there yet either. Like even the stuff that I'm good at,
I don't
I
think a lot
still
of people
feel
are.
like
I think that's a
yeah.
rare thing.
Yeah, I think that like everyone says that we are our own worst critics, and I believe that because like anytime I create something, make something, I always see like, oh, I could have done a little bit better here. That part feels a little rushed, whether it was music, writing, drawing, anything. I always saw like where I could have improved. And then when people were like, "Oh, yeah, that's good," or just any type of compliment, I would be like, "Oh, are they just saying that because that's what they're expected to say?" Because who really wants to hear someone, or who really wants to show someone something that they created and have them say back to them, "Oh, wow, yeah, that's a piece of shit." Yeah, you should just not do that anymore. So, like, unless someone's like a sociopath, like I always second guess any time I get a compliment from anybody. But if I think that like they're like totally legit crazy and psychotic, and they're like, "Oh, that's good," I'm like, "Really? You think so? Tell me more."
Oh, you get all creepy? Is that what happens?
Yeah. I find out they're psychotic, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm not crazy, but I think I got a little bit of something of that." I think my stuff can mix with your stuff. You're crazy and my crazy can get along.
Speaking of music, when was the last time you wrote a song?
Like a decade. I've like thrown together some verses and maybe strummed a few chords to some fun words and gotten some good tempos, but like no songs, just fiddling around if I'm doing anything. Most of my creative energies I've been dumping into like the writing.
Yeah.
Okay, it probably hasn't been a decade, but more like 6 years. Yeah.
It's been a while for me too. We should live stream a songwriting process. Just start the camera and just record.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Do you want maybe if you want to do it next week instead of the regular podcast, or we can do like a quick jam and see if we got time for something else afterwards.
Yeah. Because I could set up my.
That's up to you.
Set everything up. Yeah, we'll talk.
Or we can put it further down.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. I think that'd be fun. Just put something out.
Yeah, just coming real fresh and just.
Maybe we'll make an intro for the podcast here.
Oh, there you go.
Let's say.
We're the dime store dollar bros.
There you go. That's the one. We already got it. We don't even need to do anything else anymore. That's it.
Oh, just cut that and post it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Dime store dollar bros coming back to get you. Dime store. Yeah, it'd be fun. I think that'd be cool.
Definitely. Yeah. If next week's too soon, they get all that set up because I know that we got to do the whole somewhat safe socially distanced thing because I don't want to get your kids sick and I don't want to risk getting the kids here sick or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be responsible. Like me, I can get sick and I'll be.
We should probably wait then, or if you don't want to come over here, because I think it'd take even longer if we're just gonna hit record. I think it's gonna be a challenge just if we're in the same room. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we're in different rooms, we're gonna have to figure out latency, like strange latency problems and stuff, I bet. So yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm not sciencey, or knowledgeable as you are in those type of fields or anything like that. But I don't know the exact numbers on masks and their efficacy, or if all masks are as effective as the other ones. Like, is a cloth mask really going to protect me? I don't care. I don't wear one for myself. Like, if I get sick, I'm cool with that. Like, I can just tough it out and just hide out in my room and power through. Like, I'm willing to take that risk for myself, but I don't know if I'm ready to take that risk for someone else.
Right.
I keep seeing that guitar up there right behind you, your Epiphone. And no, that's the Schecter, right? The yellow one.
Yellow? You talking about the wood tone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Schecter Jazz 6.
I played that so many times.
Yes, you did.
Like that's like almost my best friend.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's probably I don't know what my favorite guitar is, but that is definitely in the top three.
Yeah.
I have my so like okay, so I have a top three, I think, and I think there's a one and there's a two and three. So my one is hold on. My one is
Oh
this
yeah,
guy. Yeah, this is
that one's pretty.
my I think it's an American Standard Strat. But yeah, so this is my favorite one, and then I had a um like a custom made Schecter, like a nameless kind of custom made Schecter, and like the body is from a Les Paul. It's heavier than a Les Paul. It's super 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 heavy. But so that one, and then the Jazz 6 up there is my two and three. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Both the Jazz 6 and the other one, the other Schecter, they both have P90s, and these ones have the single coil pickups that I like a lot. I thought the P90s, when you pop the coils, I thought it would sound closer to when I got that Schecter. I thought it would sound closer to a single coil than it did, so I had to go get a single coil guitar because it didn't. So
You had to fill that space for that need for that sound, because you can't just have one guitar, two guitars. You got to have enough guitars to cover every occasion.
well, they all make different noises, so you might need a different sound.
Right? No, I think my favorite is the my Epiphone Les Paul Custom. I can't grab it right now. It's in the closet, and I'd have to pull out boxes, and that would just take way too long right now. That, and then the Jazz 6, and then maybe the Gibson SG after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely got to start with that Les Paul.
Yeah. I'm not a big SG fan. I played an SG for a while, and I don't like the weight, like the balance. The
Well, the difference for me though is I just set it on my lap, so I don't really notice how heavy it is until I try lifting it around, which normally I don't do.
well, it's not that it's like, I mean, it's heavy, but I guess that's not what I mean. It's the unevenness of like the body to neck, like when you're wearing it with a strap. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, I don't get that. I just put it on my lap, and it just pivots off of wherever it's sitting on my lap.
Right.
So,
Like I tried
yeah,
to
I can
play an
understand
SG
that though for you.
when we were let's see. It might have been for Into Midnight. Maybe it was Scarlet Soul, but we one of the, like in the early days I tried to play an SG, and it did not work out for me live. Like I just could not get used to it. Because if you remember, I used to play with my guitar low, like
Oh yeah.
below my hips, and then the SG had me, because it was so awkward. It had me string it up a little bit high, or pull it up a little bit higher with my strap, and then I just got used to the guitar being up higher. So now I just play my guitar up higher, and I'm it's weird because I'm way more accurate with the guitar and in that position. Like when I'm playing fast, I was
Yeah.
always fighting my thumb position when I was playing low. As weird as that
Yeah.
sounds.
Well, we were younger, and we'd seen all those music videos of like Blink 182 and Authority Zero, and
with their
everybody had
corn, with
their
their guitar around their ankles.
ankles. Yeah. Yeah, like
Their
we thought
guitar
that's how
hangs
it was
lower than their
done.
pants from the
Yeah,
90s or whatever.
yeah, we thought that's how you're supposed to play. We're like, that's how a professional plays this instrument. And yeah, I didn't realize like I started playing in the classical position, where you like set the guitar in your lap, like to where it sits in between your legs, and then pivots up
Mm-hmm.
like that, so that you can get that perfect hand and finger positioning. And
Yeah,
I started
the
playing
leg
like that after
lifted.
my well, I didn't have the leg to lift, but I started playing like that after I was in the wheelchair, and it I didn't realize that I was playing in the classical position until I saw somebody else. Like I was playing my acoustic, and someone's like, "Hey, can I play?" And I handed it to them, and they put it in like their lap in the same way that I did. But I was watching them, and I was like, "This dude looks like a tool bag. Why is he holding it like that?" And then he hands it back to me, and I put it in my lap, and I get ready to play, and I'm like, "Shit, I'm that tool bag."
You're that tool bag. Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of guitar memories and things, I want to talk about when I was 19. I was in a motorcycle accident, and I broke a lot of bones. Broke my back in 2 spots, wrist in 6 places, all but one of my ribs, and a few fingers. It was a lot, and I was like, I'm not really, I was like, I can't play my guitar. I was in the rehab hospital. Aaron shows up, and he's like holding this guitar, and I'm like, you really brought a effing guitar, bro? And you're like, yeah, I thought we could jam. Like, they're trying to cheer me up, but I'm just not having it. I'm like, dude, I'm busted up. I broke all my teeth. I broke all these fucking bones. I can't feel my legs or my, and I was like, you think a guitar is going to cheer me up? And you're like, come on, just play with me. I was like holding up my hand, and I got like pins all through it, and I got this big old brace like holding the pins together on the outside, the whole fixator and everything. And I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to hold this? And you pull out this roll of tape and a guitar pick, and you're like, we're going to figure it out, bro.
Yep.
So my best friend tapes a guitar pick to my thumb. Hold on, where's the camera? To my thumb, like right here. And I can't move any of my fingers, not including my thumb. So I'm just like, got my arm out like this, swaying, trying to use my other hand to do the fingering. And I don't know if I would have started playing again if that didn't happen that day. Like, if you didn't come in, like, I would have never tried picking it up again. I would have just been like, oh, my wrist is all busted, because for months after it got out of the cast, I could barely move my fingers. They were still doing therapy on it and everything like that. And guitar was one of the things that actually like got me to work harder to get my hand better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a good memory, and like you're at the very center of that one. So
yeah. Did I ever tell
I just
you,
thought of that one.
Did I ever tell you the story of the day you got in your accident from my perspective?
No.
No.
I know that your dad was in the hospital when I got pulled through.
Yeah, because that was one of his clients. John's. Well, maybe I shouldn't say the name, but the hospital that you ended up going to, my dad. That was one of my dad's clients, and so he was there when he saw you be pulled through the hospital. Did I ever tell you that? So, and for anybody,
yeah, you told me that your dad told me that one too, and I could not believe how coincidental that was.
We basically grew up like since teenagers. We're like basically lived at each other's houses. So like our parents knew each other like super close.
Like this. Yeah.
Super close. So my dad knew him really well, and he recognized him as he was being pulled through the hospital. He calls me up. He's like, okay, so this is where I'm at in life during this time. I'm 19. I'm in college. I work at. I have a full-time job at Starbucks. I have a full-time job at Shamrock as a picker in their warehouse.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And then at the same time, I had a full-time job at J&K and a part-time job at Pep Boys. So I was going to school full-time at Pep Boys, have part-time.
How many of those jobs did you quit because you were there at that rehab hospital a lot?
Yeah. Okay. So let me finish. Let me finish the story. Okay. So I have all these things going on, and my dad calls me up. It was like right around 5 o'clock in the morning because I was on the way. I rode a motorcycle everywhere, and I had to pull over because my dad had called me. Oh no, it wasn't like 5 o'clock in the morning. What time was it? Anyway, at some point in the day, it was like maybe midday.
It was early. I think because my accident happened at like like 6:45 in the morning.
Yeah, maybe it was like
So
7 or maybe it was like 8 or 9 or something. When he called me, I just remember it was like morning-ish, and maybe I was on the way. I must have been on the way to school because I got off of work around 4 in the morning because I worked graveyard at Shamrock, and I must have been on the way to school. So he calls me and he's like, "Hey, John was just in." Was I supposed to say your name?
that's fine.
Okay, I didn't know if I was
It's
doxing you or
it's
some
the
shit.
it's like the third most common name in the world next to Muhammad.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. So, anyway, so I was like, he was like, John is in the hospital. And he looks pretty bad, dude. And and he's like, you maybe should come down here and see what's up. Well, and so I called. Let's see what happened. I waited for a while because I finished up my class, and then I drove directly directly home as I was staying with my grandma at the time. And then I called your mom, I believe, if I remember correctly. I can't remember
it
exactly.
sounds right.
Yeah, I think I called your mom, and then I headed straight to the hospital from there. And when I got there, your mom stops me, and she was like, so before I entered the room, and she was like, "Hey, like right now he's paralyzed, but we're not going to tell him that because there's a procedure that has a 1% chance of working." And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to not tell him. And I was like,
Weren't you the one that told me that it was like really bad?
yeah, let me get there first. And so, and she's like, you can't tell him. And I was like, I, I'll do my best. And then I go through and I see you. And the first thing you say, dude, is you're all, everybody but Aaron, get out. It's like, oh, fuck. Instantly, I knew what you were going to ask me. I was like, here we go.
Like,
Damn it.
yeah, I didn't remember it until you just said it because I was so messed up on morphine. Like,
Yeah.
I ruined so many friendships like while I was in ICU because I was so messed up that I was like hallucinating.
Yeah.
Like they were like, this guy's in some serious pain, so we're gonna up this and we're gonna give him some happy floaty feelings, which it did, but it also gave me some really weird ass dreams, and I started like not noticing when I was dreaming and when I was awake.
Yeah.
And remember how I used to hang out with that guy Tom Brown and Gia and Josh?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me finish my story first, and then
Okay.
then we'll go to that.
Okay.
Or actually, here I'll write down where I was at, and then we can switch gears or whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just saying that like I guess I was talking to them and I didn't know if I was dreaming or not. And I guess I had been dreaming about all my friends and stuff like that before. So like I said some really stupid things, like referencing the dream or their dream versions, and I guess they thought I was being serious, and I never heard from them after that. But all my good friends stuck around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So to go back to my story, so now it's just me and you in the room, and I'm like, and I see your mom like look at me as she's walking out the door, and I'm just like, I'm about to have to break my promise to her, dude. I'm like, I can't not. So I was like, all right. So and so like you're like, come here, and I was like, oh, fuck. So I like get closer, and he's like, come closer. I was like, all right. So now I'm standing like next to the bed, the hospital bed, and you're like, so they tell him like nobody will tell me, I can't move my legs, and nobody will tell me what's going on. And I was like, well, you are paralyzed, but like not all hope is lost. Like there's a procedure, it's got a 1% chance of working, and they're gonna try that and see what happens. And he's like, come closer, and I was like, and like now we're like face to face, and you're like, am I gonna be able, or am I still gonna be able to use my dick? It's like, I don't know, dude.
I remember that part. Yeah. It's Holy, you don't want to know what today is? I didn't
Huh?
even realize it.
Huh?
13 years today.
Today?
Today, yeah. January
Whoa!
8th, 2007.
No way.
January
No
8th,
way.
yep.
That's
Is it
crazy.
13 or is it 14? I think I'm gonna just say 13. 13 sounds right. After you get past the first decade, it's all downhill from there. Which, when you're in a wheelchair, is the best part.
Yeah.
But
What's
no,
the
like
wait? What's 13?
13 years
Oh,
since
13
my
years.
accident.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was 2013. I was like, wait, that's the wrong date.
No, it was no January 8th, 2007.
Yeah.
So we're on the 8th, and it is January, and it is 13 full years since 2007.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it. It was a Monday too. Did you remember what happened on the weekend before that? We're
Mm-mm.
over at River City Pockets shooting pool and stuff like that. I don't know if you were there, but I'd ridden my bike up there and I lost my helmet.
Oh yeah.
I had no money to buy a new one, and I had to drive home. I think that this happened
This is a
Saturday night. I
motorcycle,
lost
right?
it. Yeah, on the
Not a
motorcycle. I
race
had to
car.
drive home. Yeah, I had to drive home or ride home on my motorcycle. Drive, ride. Come on. And without a helmet, and I was like, I didn't feel safe because I always wore my helmet. I didn't like not wearing it. If a girl was in the back, she got the helmet. That's just how it works.
Yeah, the driver doesn't
But
need to see. I understand.
or the passenger deserves the added protection, because if something goes horribly wrong, it is your fault. So they should not get brain damage just because you messed up. So they get the helmet anyway. So someone like stole it because it was sitting right there on the table. We went to play some pool. We came back. My helmet was gone. Who steals a motorcycle helmet? Total asshole. That's who. Anyway,
Somebody stole
so
my
I went.
visor once at the mall. I was so pissed. Anyway, sorry, go on.
No, so I went home and I felt really uncomfortable about it, and I was like, I just need to get a helmet. And I went down to the dealership, and I was going to see if they had like a cheap helmet that I could buy. I doubted it because when I got the first one, it was like $200. And I'm looking, and the guy that actually sold me my bike comes by, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? You looking for some gear?" And I was like, "Yes, someone stole my helmet, and I'm trying to get a new one. But I probably got to wait until next week." And he's like, "You know, we can charge this, and it can be added to your the price of your motor. We can add this onto your plan for your motorcycle, and you won't have to pay for it now. You'll just continue paying it off with the installments." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah, we'll hook you up." And I thought about it, and I was like, "Do I really want to add money onto that?" And I decided, yeah, why not? So just on that whim, I got that helmet. And can you imagine? I wouldn't even be here with how messed up I was if I hadn't have done that. So people are like, "Oh man, so unlucky, really unfortunate about your accident." But the thing is for want of me, deciding, hey, I need to go and see if, the $25 in my pocket will buy me a bicycle helmet at the shop so that I can like have a little bit of cover.
Mhm.
Like, if I would have just been like, "Hey, I can hold out for a week until I get my paycheck," I would have been dead. So,
Yep. It's
like,
wild, man.
and I just want to put this out there for anyone listening. Like, when I talk about my accident and stuff like that, when it happened, it was a pretty big deal. But it's just who I am now,
Mhm.
and I don't really see it that way. But looking back, sometimes it's crazy to see like the things that happened up until like that point, and some of the stuff that happened was pretty wild.
Yeah. Because weren't you in an accident like shortly before that accident? I
Yeah,
remember that you and I were riding together at one point just before this accident, and you had something had happened, and you
uh,
like while we were riding, you like ate shit.
Oh yeah, we were going a little. Maybe we might have been going a little faster than we should have been, but we weren't going really fast. And the car in front of us had rolled right over a brick, like like split it between in between their tires, just like this red clay brick. And I hit it with the front tire of my bike, and you went right past me, and I just laid it down. And yes, I messed up the whole front cowling. I actually got all of that fixed before that accident.
Yeah, did you? That I remember that. Did you remember? Did you ever see what I had to do to not run you over?
Oh yeah, you like
Dude, I swerved hard, dude. Because I was right.
You were like
I was right
all
behind
pro.
you. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you were all pro on that one. Yeah. I'll tell you what though, getting run over by a motorcycle would have been a lot easier than getting hit by a car. And if you did run me over, I might have broken a leg and not had to been in the hospital. So we're gonna put that in a column of that one's on Aaron.
That's my fault.
If we're gonna tally who's like, if we're gonna play the who's responsible game, let's see. My ex-girlfriend, she's winning because she's got so many points against her because all the crap that we went through. Then she wanted to get back together. I was driving from her house because she insisted I stayed the night. So I wouldn't have been on that street if I went there. So she's in the lead. But if you would have run over my leg like a couple weeks earlier,
you wouldn't have been on the bike. You would not be where you are.
No. I've been laid up at home watching like TV or probably doing like a Stargate or a Buffy binge or something like that.
Right before your your last serious accident, like, didn't you just get a promotion or something too at work?
Oh yeah, I was working at a body shop that was like 2 blocks, like a quarter of a mile away from my parents' place. And after I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, let her remain nameless. Unless it slips, then we'll probably like bleep it. But no, I was happy going, like, sleeping at my parents' place and then just taking that quick stroll down the street to my work. And she was like, no, I want you to come over tonight and you can go to work from here in the morning. And it was so cold out that year. Like, I remember having to take my fist and punch the seat so that I could break up the ice that had formed on there before I got on. So, like, I did not want to drive that distance, but she was so insistent, and she promised me very special things to get me to stay. And okay, but she gets some credit in her favor because for my last night of feeling below the belt, we pulled out all the stops. Like, if we filmed it, we could have sold it. So
you'd have.
Yeah.
Paid for your accident.
No. I found out how much that was.
Yeah.
It would not have. I would have had to have fucked a Kardashian to make the money to pay for my accident. Okay, maybe not a famous Kardashian, but still, it would have to be a Kardashian.
One of the lesser Kardashians. Okay.
Yeah, if it was Kim, I would be able to buy myself a hand bike too. But no. I don't have platinum records though, so the legs stay closed.
Yep. Wild.
We've talked a lot about me today.
That's all right. We talked a lot about me last time.
I guess that's right. Fair is fair. Man, that was like, I think back on that time, and you know how we've been talking about, well, I've been talking about how hard being like this balls to the wall go-getting. Do you remember what it was like when we were still working at the adult shop?
Mm-mm.
When we would work that overnight graveyard 10-hour shift or 12-hour shift, 4 days a week, and after our shift, we would go get Denny's.
Oh yeah, we tipped 100% every time.
Yeah, we would go get Denny's, and it would be like $35-$40 for us, and yeah, we would just throw down.
One of us would pay for dinner, or one of us would pay for breakfast actually, because we worked graveyard. One of us would pay for breakfast and the other would pay tip, and we had equal. So it would be like if the bill was $45, then one would pay $45 for the bill, the other would pay $45 for a tip.
Yeah, that started because one dude was like just really horrible to us, remember?
Oh,
and it took him like 2 hours to bring us our food, and we just got up and left. The manager was like, "Hey, yeah," and we were like, "Hey, we've been waiting here forever," like because they'd brought me my food, and they were like, "Oh, we forgot to get your guys' orders in for the cook," and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna wait for these guys," and then we had to flag him down like an hour and a half later, and he was like, "Oh, you guys' stuff isn't ready yet," and I got a plate full of cold food because I didn't want to eat in front of you guys. And we just stood up and we're like, "Hey, this is taking too long." And they wanted to charge me for my meal too, and I was like, "I didn't eat it. We all sat down together to eat together. I'm not going to eat without them. That's
ice
rude.
cold.
You got to have manners."
Literally, it was like at least 2 hours that you had your food and I didn't.
Yeah, and the manager was like, he was like, "All right, I'll take care of this." And he's like, "I understand it was a bad experience. We hope that you come back." And we did. We came back. What was it, like the next day, and we got a new server.
Well, and
that's when the whole 100% thing was, because that guy knew we had a bad experience, and he bent over backwards for us. He was like on it. And then every time we came in after that, he was just there. We didn't have to wait to get seated. We didn't have to wait for our food, really.
We didn't have to wait. We didn't have to ask for drinks. We didn't have to ask for anything. It was just, we
came in. He was like, he was like, yeah. We came in, and he was like, "Hey," he would see us. He'd be like, "Hey, come on, guys, I got you right here." He points to a table, and then he would leave and come back with drinks. He wouldn't even ask.
Story though, because the manager gave us, the reason why we came back is because the manager gave us a coupon thing for free food.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we ended up paying the full price for the tip. If you remember.
Because
we didn't have to pay for the food. So we were like, you know what?
Yeah.
This guy was really, really, really cool. And he acknowledged that like we really got screwed over last time because he witnessed it.
Yeah.
He was there. And then
and
then we ended up paying him the price of our food and a tip, and then that just became a thing. And then he served, and he just happened to be working every single shift that we went to, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so he like, basically we were his regulars. Basically, we went there every single workday, pretty much.
Yeah, and now that I know how badly those guys get stiffed on tips, like that guy had to have loved us.
Oh yeah, definitely. When we stopped going, he probably was like, "Where's my money?"
Yeah, because remember when we went last year around this time before the COVID thing got bad? We went to go shoot pool. We were hanging out. We got some beers. We got some food, and we were just hanging out. And I think our bill was like $100 or something like that. And so I threw down like 25 or $30 for the tip, and the lady came back and she was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for this tip." And I was like, I gave you the regular amount for a tip, right? But apparently most people have been like really stiffing the food service industry lately. And like, she was a great server. Like she came by. She, like, if our bottles were less than half full, she'd be like, "Hey, you guys ready for another round yet? Just let me know." And then she would, "You guys need food?" We're like, "Oh, we're going to shoot some pool." And she's like, "Okay, I think there's going to be a pool table open up here in a minute, and I'll make sure I get it set. I'll reserve it for you so nobody else comes in and takes it." Yeah, so gotta take care of that. But anyway, back to what we're saying about me not having the energy to go balls to the wall and run on a severe sleep deficit like you. Back in those days, we worked like a 12-hour overnight shift with some really unsavory individuals that we had to deal with. And then, we'd go eat, and then we'd pick up the other guys that we were playing in that band with. We'd drive, 40 miles out into the boonies, and then we would practice all day. And it would start to get to like 7 o'clock, and then we'd be like, "All right, we're going to have to start getting ready to go back, pack everybody back into the car, drive back, drop them off, and then I'd drop you off at the store you worked at, and then I'd go to the one I was working at, and then we'd go straight back to work." And I had never been so jacked, like even when we played football, because all I did in the middle of the night was push-ups, sit-ups, dips, and running in place, because that was the only way that I could stay awake.
I did a lot of no-dos.
Oh yeah, but that stuff didn't really like. You'd build up a tolerance to that pretty quickly. I feel.
Yeah.
And the nicotine or the caffeine gum, that tastes so horrible.
Yeah. Back when we were talking about the food service, do you remember when we bought like one of everything at Taco Bell?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
do.
we tried to eat as much as we could of it, but we couldn't finish it all, or not even close to everything. And then we
This is
went,
after they started expanding that menu.
yeah. But we ate quite a bit, maybe half the food. But we ended up, if you remember, there was a homeless person outside the Taco Bell, and we gave all of the food
Yeah,
and stuff to him. Do you remember what he
yeah.
said to us?
I don't remember what he said, but I remember his eyes. Like I remember
So
that.
what
Like
he said.
he was just looking at us. He looked tired, and his eyes just like went wide when he opened the bag.
So if you remember what he said, he said, if you remember, he wasn't okay with the drink. So like the drink was like Coke or something, or Coke or Pepsi, I can't remember. But he's like, he said, I wanted Sprite, and I was like, you didn't ask for any of this, dude. So we gave him all the food. And I was like,
yeah.
get your own fucking drink. I was so mad.
I don't remember that part. I remember him looking inside the bag and his eyes went kind of wide because of all the food. Yeah, I don't remember the drink part. That was forever ago.
Ridiculous amount of food. It was like the equivalent of like 30 burritos or something. It was like a ton of food that we couldn't eat.
Yeah, when we said one of everything, we underestimated the exact extent of the Taco Bell menu.
Yeah,
and
combos.
I swear to God, the guys back there at the back were working off of commission.
Oh no, they thought we were
burrito.
joking at first. So like, no, oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like seriously? And we did stupid crap like that all the time. Yeah, we did shit like that all the time.
That was fun. Good times.
Remember almost dying in the Jeep?
Yeah. Which time?
When we were racing my dad's friend Mike in his Jeep in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, down that dirt road. I had a old 1947 Jeep Willys. Actually, my dad still got it in the garage. He rebuilt the engine. But Mikey had an old Vietnam Mutt. Really great suspension, nice riding Jeep. Mine was just bouncy and all over the place. It was great for rock crawling, but when you started picking up speed, that suspension just worked you over. But we were racing at what were we going, like 35 or 40 down that dirt road, and then both sides just sheer down, and we started hitting some bumps from some of the rain had dug into the road, some of the rivulets. Is that the right word?
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we started bouncing on that, and we hit just right. So the front tire came up, and then the back tire hit. It brought the whole Jeep up into the air, and it came down nose first. And we hit the ground, and we started actually turning as we hit. We almost spun out and slid off the side of this cliff into like a 20 or 30 foot drop. And there wasn't a roll cage at that. Yeah, there wasn't a roll cage at that time.
I remember when the rear end flung over the side over the cliff to where there was no road, and I was like, we're gonna die. And I remember we actually like spun for a second, and then like we came to a halt, like and just like stopped. And I just remember we sat there for a second, and we were like, we're alive.
We almost just died. Yeah,
we're alive.
We didn't die. Yeah.
Let's do it again.
And then I put it in first, and we slammed on the gas, and we raced after Mikey, and he let us win because I guess he saw us too, like saw us like go crazy and almost like NASCAR wipe out. And he was like, "Yeah, these guys are crazy. They're in it to win it. I'm not gonna push these guys any farther than I have to." So we passed him, and he met us at the end of that dirt road where it got back onto the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's like, "I let you win," but at the same time, winning is winning. We just proved that we wanted it more.
Yeah. Do you remember when I pulled
stupid as shit?
You remember when I pulled the e-brake on my car?
Oh yeah, just like
and that little Miata thing I had or whatever.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
And it was convertible. Like we were all just flying, dude. I hit the e-brake and we just start spinning. That's
Well,
fun.
weren't we like
We were
near
in
the school?
boxers too.
Like there
If
was.
you remember, we were in boxers at that point too, because we had just
Oh,
gotten off of work. We were working construction. It was so hot, and for
oh
some
yeah, the middle
reason,
of
dude, we
summer.
had like our pants were covered in cement, or for some reason, we had to like lose our pants, and so we were riding around in our boxers.
No, what it
We
was
started
is remember
spinning.
we busted up a bag of that Portland. It's like basically cement powder, and it got wet while we were washing off the the grout from the tile on that big ass walk-in shower we did at that house in Cave Creek
Mm-hmm.
with my dad, and so we had like concrete dust all over us that we'd gotten wet and had started to harden on our pants, and it had dried enough to where there wasn't any like wet stuff to keep us cool, and it was like 115 or 17 that day, and yeah, we got off and you ran to the car, you turned on the AC, we got in, we closed the doors, and it wasn't enough. We were just we were just dripping sweat, drinking like jugs of water that were like ice cold from the cooler, and it was just bad. And
This
then
is when we were in high school too.
yeah,
We were
I
just
think we
doing
like
dumb
looked
shit
at
left
each
and right.
other. Yeah, we just like looked at each other and we're just like, can we take off the pants or some shit like that? We jumped out and we started taking off the pants. And you're like keep the boxers, and we threw the pants in the trunk so it wouldn't get the dust everywhere more. And we got in there and we had the vents pointing like to like strategic places, and yeah, we just like sat there for a while.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was like we weren't on the verge of heat stroke. I'm pretty sure like if we hadn't kept as hydrated as we did throughout the day, we could have had heat stroke. But it was bad.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah, man. All right, man. I think we'll stop there. That way we still have more material for the next one. So let's
Yeah,
call
we
it a
shared a
night.
lot of personal details here on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let's call this one a night, and we'll get back to this next week.
Yep.
Hopefully, I'm probably not going to have a Fitbit by then. It's sitting between the 11th and the 20th, but hopefully
Jeez, dude,
I'll
sweet ass
have
time.
more than right. Come on, Amazon. I went to the bed for you.
All right.
You do me like this. I feel like I'm a girlfriend that just got cheated on.
All right. All right, man. Well, let's call it.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys. And
Peace.
you guys have a good week.
Peace.